Okay, TRW. Obviously, I'm going to be looking at Rio Grande here, Strategy and Tactics Magazine war game on the Battle of Valverde from June 1991. Strategy and Tactics number 143. I just want to say, at most, I do plan to take a look at this game. Don't have a lot of expectations here, and haven't yet decided exactly the nature of this look, what this look is going to entail. I have an idea though, which I will get to. I do want to talk about how I got here and a little bit about where I'm going. So somewhere along the way I definitely got the wrong impression that this was a part of the TSS Great Battles of the American Civil War series family of games. I don't think it is. I went back and checked, and clearly at one point online it sure looks like it is part of that, but from another source it's clearly not. So I guess it's not part of that. So when I thought it was part of the TSS GBACW family of games, and I figured out what the small footprint is, basically one half map and 100 chits, about half of which are units and leaders. I thought that it would be a great small format introduction, actually not even an introduction, but more a small format way of just getting a taste of the TSS GBACW family of games. Now, I guess it's not that. So I guess it really, I'm assuming at this point that Rio Grande here cannot serve as any type of specific introduction or, again, lead in to TSS GBACW family of games. So what do I do now? The few things that I've seen, the few things that I've scanned from the rules look interesting enough. I am intrigued enough to see what's going on with this game. And even I think this might fill an interlude. I have ordered a game that is definitely in the TSS GBACW family. It's one of the earlier boxed games. I've ordered it, so I plan to be playing it in the not too distant future. I don't want to name it. I don't want to give the name because I don't want to have to go back and correct myself if the game was, and this has happened in the past, the game was never actually for sale and it was a mistake, or something about the order doesn't work out, or I don't know, something else happens. That's happened a few times over the past few years. I don't want to have that situation happen again. So what I'll say is I have ordered one of the earlier full-sized boxed TSS GBACW games, and I wouldn't even be mentioning that if it weren't the case that I'm looking forward to that game, seeing that one closer. So that game's not here. Don't know when it will arrive, actually. So interlude. I'm going to take a look at this game. And that brings me to kind of what I'm doing here. So I had some reasons to think about this again recently, and it is worth mentioning. So I don't do game reviews. Never was interested in that. Have developed no interest in that. Don't think I'll ever. I just not interested. Not interested in doing review games. And understand that when I say I'm not interested in doing reviews of games, I think that to do reviews of games, I would have to do things very differently than I'm doing them, and I don't want to change what I'm doing. That's one fundamental reason why I'm just not going to do reviews of games. But also, clearly, it's really obvious that I don't also present videos of the games themselves, meaning there are gamers out there who have great videos and video series where they're actually playing the game or the scenario, and even if the videos are only updates from time to time in the play of the game, clearly you're seeing the play of the game or scenario as a whole. I don't do that. I don't really do that either. Yeah. So what am I doing? And I thought about this recently. I'm not making videos of the war games. I'm making videos of war gaming. There are lots of interesting aspects of tabletop X Encounter war gaming, and that's what I'm trying to capture. So it's a lot about mechanics. I like mechanics, want to talk about mechanics, and even more, I want to show mechanics, and that's what the videos allow. So I'm going to be approaching Rio Grande here. Unfortunately, I hope that the rules support this exploration. I hope the rules don't sabotage what I think I would like to do here as I look at the rules, look at the design. But I do have an idea of how I want to proceed. Again, I hope the rules support that. As I proceed in exploring the design here, the rules can't get in the way. And see, I know I've had the experience before where a really, really nice, solid, complete, well-written, well-presented rule set has made the exploration of the game so much easier. On the other hand, if there are lots of problems, gaps, errata, whatever, that of course can frustrate the exploration process. I think that's enough. So I'm going to figure out how I want to get started. I've been led to believe that the game is woefully incomplete with respect to the information markers. So I don't actually have any interest in playing anything in any complete sense. So I don't think the limitation in markers is going to be an issue here. Okay, combat counters. Each combat unit is rated for combat strength. So here we have Union cavalry mounted, combat strength of 12. Confederate mounted cavalry, in particular B&D Company, 2nd Texas. Combat strength of 10. Combat strength of 4 here for E Company, 2nd Texas. Range is 1, 1, and 1 for mounted cavalry here. And movement allowance, 12, 12, and 12. Cavalry units are represented by mounted status, although they may dismount. So here's a dismounted marker. Dismounted marker. All combat units are back printed, the reverse side showing a reduced strength for that unit. So A and G companies, 3rd New Mexico Volunteers goes to 712. So 1, 7, 12, 1. So full strength is 12, 12 movement allowance, range of 1, goes down to a strength of 7, same movement allowance, same range. Strength of 4 to 3, okay. Combat leaders. Combat leaders are those directly commanding troops. They are rated for action. So here is Pyron, Confederate commander for 2nd Texas. Okay, these guys, he does command these two. His, what did I say, their action number is a +1 there. So it says they're rated for action, negative number for Union, positive number for Confederates, or a 0. And command range. Command range is probably that 5, right? Yeah, command range. Instead of combat strength, command range of 5, movement allowance of 15. Reverse side is a replacement commander. So in this case, the replacement is Walker there. Replacement looks like the action rating is 0. Command range of 4 instead of 5. Okay. Overall commanders are in charge of their respective armies. They affect the performance of the combat leaders in their command. They have command points, which may be used to help their subordinate combat leaders. Then we have informational markers, a bunch of informational markers. Looks like we have half-hour turns. All right, sequence of play, initiative determination phase. For example, let's do this. 1 for the Union, 2 for the Confederate. Both players roll 1 die to which they may add command points from their overall commander if he is present. We'll just say neither are. The high total gains the initiative. Confederates win here. Action phase. All actions are performed in this phase as below. The player with the initiative may use his initiative bonus to undertake 1 free action. May use his initiative bonus to undertake 1 free action. Okay. So these Confederate units here, Pyron's mounted cavalry companies here, they finished 2 actions. So what happened was, I guess I'm supposed to mark them like this. They did a move action, moving their full movement allowance of 12, which got them to right about, got them to here in the groves. And then they rolled a turn continuation. They rolled on the turn continuation table and got another Confederate action. So since they're the only units on the map, they won again and they moved up to here to these groves. So again, before I mark, I'm assuming I'm going to mark them both action 2. So a unit, even a leader, we have a leader here. We have 2 units and a leader. May perform only 2 actions in a given turn. Free fire, mount, dismount, and resupply are not treated as actions. For this purpose, such actions do not alter action status. So I think marking them like this is marking them their action status and their action 2, I guess. Makes sense anyways. I'm assuming at this point. Use the action markers to indicate status. Note that a leader with an action 2 status may not command his combat units even if some of those units have not yet reached action 2. Yeah. So I don't think, I think the Union are going to move now. Bringing the Union reinforcements on raises the question of stacking. In general, only 1 combat unit is allowed in a hex. Leaders do not count for stacking purposes, or I should say there are no limitations, no restrictions on leaders. for stacking. There are a few exceptions, but I'll mention 1. 2 infantry or dismounted cavalry units from the same regiment may occupy the same hex. However, only the top unit in that hex may fire. So I've got a Roberts leader, doesn't count with his D company there. 1 cavalry unit, mounted cavalry unit in the hex. 1 mounted cavalry unit in the hex, leader, and 1 mounted cavalry in the hex. The light blue is fordable. Fordable river. Let's see. Now see, they would only be, they're all basically action 1. So if the Confederates are already action 2 and they have nobody to act with, Union are action 1. Oh, this is different. Actually, this unit that started on the map is not part of that. So does that mean all these other guys moved? Are there enough counters? There, just barely enough. So I guess it'd technically be like that. Okay, so the question is, yeah, I guess you would still roll in the turn continuation table, I guess. But then what happens if you get, oh, all right, 7 is I think an event. But let's see if that even applies here. If he rolls a 7, he rolls for a random event. All right, random events table. And then what do you do after that? 5 on the random events table. 5 is, oh, no event. All right. All right, so this early on. So then you roll again. Okay, so I guess play stays with the Union. And this is what I'm wondering. So if they have a second action, I wonder if he has to go. Well, I'll leave that question aside. All right, let's say that they're going to move here. I guess that's Fordable River. I mean, I guess they pay for Fordable River, even though it's. Wait, do they pay for Fordable River or do they pay for Clear? It's not a sandbar. Well, I guess the that. Anyways, but the real point is, does any type of reaction fire happen here? Any type of reaction fire or opportunity fire?